we can be like leaders and for ourselves and for the others with our feminine strengths. So with kind of compassion, with grace, with love, and we are strong. We are also strong in this way. And we need role model, and we need mirrors for us, and we need some examples of things that are working. And this is where I think all this kind of connection with other women, rituals, and sharing of experiencing, they help us to open a world that is just undercovered.
Hello and welcome, seekers of the sacred. I am truly, truly grateful for you are joining in another episode about magical land codes and how they work you and keep on unfolding even long after you have returned home. Please welcome with me my guest, Rossella Besana.
Hello.
Rossella has been a participant on last year's retreat in the Valley of Light, and she is doing it again this year. She's a returner. And in this episode, she shares her experience, how and why this mountain retreat was so special. So welcome. And Rossella, tell the audience a little bit about yourself. What's your story?
Thank you, Julia, first of all, for having me here today. So I'm originally Italian, and I moved to Switzerland 10 years ago for work. But I found love here, and this is how I stayed. I mean, I think I would have stayed anyhow because I just like the vibes, the country, the environment. And actually was the last place where I was thinking to land. But yes, now I'm here. Met my husband, and then we have now a daughter, 6.5 years old. And somehow at home we have a little bit a cultural clash because I'm Italian, my husband is German, my daughter German Italian, but more Swiss. So let's say a little bit of intercultural mix, but it's also what I love. And personally, working in a corporate job, but I was always having very much a kind of deep spiritual side of myself that was hidden or coming up a little bit here and there in the last years. And then, thanks to some guides and also thanks to you, this side is coming out more and more. And this is also how somehow I landed in Vals to open up more on that side and also to find out what is there for me that I still don't know.
I love it. And thank you for bringing up, that kind of like straddle between the corporate world and family life while actually walking the path of the priestess, which you do. By the way, Rossella is also a great tarot reader. She doesn't really talk about that much, but she is. So, and yeah, it's I can see that happening with so many women. And so thank you for really like presencing that, because I feel that also in your story there is a lot of inspiration for others. So let's go back in time to that first retreat that you were called to. When you look back, what has moved you to really join this experience in the Valley of Light? What has been your life situation? What were maybe challenges? Was there anything that you wanted to change?
Yes, thank you. That's actually very interesting. So, because last year your retreat in Vals was planned in June, and
yes,
I really would have loved to join it, but June was very busy family time with before summer and so on. So I just said, okay, no, I'm sorry, I cannot make it. And I parked away this idea. Then I had a very, very intense summer last year because my daughter was struggling with a kind of very big emotions for her 6 years old age because of the changes that she was going through. I mean, in her kind of life as moving from kindergarten to school, not knowing what was coming. And for her was very intense. And for all the family, there were some kind of strange energies around us and a lot of transformation. So I remember I was coming back from kind of holidays time, and I was in the car with my husband and I said, I need a second holiday for myself. And I thought, okay, what can I do? I want a place where I can reconnect with myself. I can connect with nature. I feel in a place where I will be protected, where I can be myself, have time to think. Yeah, and then it came up to me, okay, Julia is now changed her retreat in Vals. It's close by. It's a long weekend. It's easy to
Change
reach.
the date to September.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I changed it was changing to September. So I said, okay, good, let's go. And then and I reach out to you. And this is how things folded together. So I was very grateful because also we didn't have plans that weekend and it was just coming at the perfect time.
Yeah,
So,
it's that's when you know how things align.
mhm. Yes, that was really magic. And I was so grateful and I was really much looking forward to this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of like your starting ground. And then tell us a little bit about like what happened during that time that we were there together in this group of sisters. And to give you a little bit of an idea for everybody who's listening and watching. So basically, there is this like super majestic landscape that Rossella and I both have backgrounds about it if you're watching that. And we are going on nature hikes every day, and then weaving a lot of ceremony and just ritual into it, and like awareness how you through nature and these power spots you can connect to yourself. And I just want to say one thing, that because we moved it to September, I guess also my mind was still very much in the summer energy, because it was supposed to be a summer solstice retreat. But then we got the first snow, which in itself was a super beautiful experience. But I want to hear from you. So with that kind of like situation that you went, what have been pivotal moments on your journey where like things really clicked into place and maybe triggered some sort of inner alchemy for you?
Yeah. So I don't know where to start from because there were so many moments. Actually, all the experience as such. So let's say I'm not going hiking very often. And this is something that I like. And as you mentioned, we were doing a hike every day. I would call it intentional hike, meaning we really enjoyed the journey. So we were visiting place, so the Devil's Stone, then we went to the Dragon Pound, and then we went to the mountains and basically for a long hike to a chapel and everything. So it was intentional hike, but we really enjoyed the moment, the connection with the nature. And this is something where I was very much far away. I always consider myself a city girl because because even though
Milano.
I was born in the countryside and I'm not actually a city girl, but for me, I said, oh, the city, oh, the comfort, oh, the things. And so, but I enjoyed it so much also because it's not only the place where you are, but it's also the energy of the other people. So I was really surprised how the other women were very much connected with the nature. So how they were treating the nature, how they were connecting with the stones, with the trees. And I found myself at the beginning looking around and said, oh my God, what's happening here? What, what I'm supposed to do with the nature around me?
I'm not a tree hugger. I come from a city girl.
Yeah. But then somehow you just feel the energy, and you get unique, like all together with the nature, with the earth, with the fire, with the water, with the air, with all the elements around, and you really feel the connection with that, with the place, with the other sisters that are in the retreat, and you also find kind of connections that you are not even aware of, but you have some inspirations or some similar stories, or you're just like someone is asking you the right question, or some kind of signs are coming to you. So I have many kind of small or big things to share, but for example, for me, the shape of the heart came to me all the time. I saw it, all the stones, but I wanted even to put a picture here because it was really, you cannot mistake. It's not that I'm inventing it. It was really there
I
around.
remember that. Yeah.
Or I don't know, for example, there were bees following me all the time, and and I was really scared. And then there was another woman, Lula, who was actually feeding the bees. And I said, okay, they're not so scary, actually. So the perspective is changing. So it was really, I think lots of deep emotions and also reflections for yourself, and how also the body reacts to the new experiences and the new circumstances. So kind of revelation as well.
I love how you say the body reacts to that. Can you describe that a little bit deeper, that like really visceral feeling?
Everything in nature instinctively strives towards balance. It's not a static state, but a dynamic dance. An ever-flowing harmony between the Earth's energies and our inner essence. The dance between nature and humanity. Chaos and order. The body and the soul. The steady rhythm of a beating heart. Lavilite's nutritional supplements are crafted with this philosophy, blending the gifts of nature with human innovations to support your inner balance. Because balance was born with you. Lavilites, quintessence of life.
So something that happened to me is that after the first or second day, when I was waking up in the morning, I was almost fainting all the time. And somehow I said, oh, ladies, what's going on? Did it happen to you? I said, okay, it's most probably the frequency of your body, the energy that is rebalancing. And that's why you need to refine your balance. And that was just said, okay. And it kept going for 1 or 2 weeks after the retreat. So I really said, okay, I know it is this one, so it's fine. One wonderful moment for the body, we were in the therm in Vals. This was amazing. And actually, I was there when I was pregnant. It was my holidays during my pregnancy. But I could not experience all the different part of the thermal bath. And there was, a kind of calm settled inside me. And I was kind of recentering myself, having time for myself, and experimenting the light of the sun on my face outside, like the game with kind of playing with cold and warm water also in a room where there was the warm water, there was really fire. And I thought, okay, I need to let the fire inside me just go. Then I was also in another room where I was kind of deeply sleeping. And at the end, we also went to the singing room where we were singing all together. And I was a little bit shy at the beginning, but then it was such a liberation and amazing thing. And what was very impressive for me that I came out from the thermal bath that I was full of energy. And for me, usually going to swimming pool or thermal sauna, I come that I'm done.
You're
and
done.
there,
Yeah.
yes, I said, okay, I cannot anymore. And I was so energetic, re-energized, and it was so full of energy. I think I was even doing tarot the full evening afterwards.
Yeah, I think it was exactly after being in the spa the entire day that you were doing tarots for the group. Yeah.
Yes, and I thought, okay, where is this energy coming from? So this kind of really experience that you can feel in the body. And also when I came back from Vals, my energy level was completely changed to another level. And since then, it's still there. And it's not only me like perceiving it, but when I came back home, even so after some weeks and so on, even the feedback from, for example, my husband, they said, okay, I see how you are more balanced, how you are calmer, how you are more aware of things. It's not like this every day. It's still sometimes, okay, what's happening?
Part of the game, falling back into forgetfulness.
but it can happen that it stays at another level. Yeah.
I love that. And I just feel like adding on to maybe for you who are, listening or watching and might not know the place. So it's really a very like small, remote mountain town in Switzerland. But what it is famous for is that there is a famous architect who also used to play with exactly what you were saying, Rossella, with the stones, because there is also a mine where they mine a certain type of stone that has also a high like quartz quality within it, with it, which in itself is also a carrier of information, plus the water, which is a natural spring water with a very, very great healing properties. And then, I mean, the Valley of the Light, that's what it's called, like the way that the sunlight comes in. And so to me, really, these three, the minerals, the stone, the water, and the sun, is what makes up this very, very unique coding that you receive when you enter this place. And so, yes, it's a thermal spa, but what I like to think of it as well is actually a water temple. So that's how it feels to me. And what Rossella was describing, it's intentionally built to feel and explore these different elements in your body, the hot, the cold. And then there is this one, it's almost like a shaft where you feel that you're at the bottom of a well, and then you start toning, and the frequency is being picked up by the rocks, and they start vibrating. And I mean, that experience, that was just insane. I feel for the entire group, because we were like lifted up to some other place.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, lifted up is actually the right word to say that. It was like we were in the water, but it was like flying somehow.
Mm. Yeah. And I also love how, you like we're talking about already how your feeling home was. So I'm curious to know and to share with the audience, how were you able to really integrate all that happened from these days, and the time that we spent together, these aha moments that you had, how were you able to integrate that into your daily life, and what have you seen that has changed ever since?
So the integration was a part that I remember you mentioned. It's very important to integrate, and I said, okay, what is she saying? What
What is she talking about? Let's go on, like daily routines as usual. Let's go back to work.
One thing that happened to me the week after the retreat, I could not listen to the radio at all. It was kind of too much noise. Usually when I go to work by car, when I come back, I just listen to my favorite radio program because it's fun and it's also loud, make jokes. I could not. So I was really disturbed. So I could just stay without radio or with the playlist of our days in Vals, because they were really bringing me to, it was like really too much noise, because the change was intense. So what happened, it actually was that the months after, I kind of calmed down a little bit also the rhythm of my life, because I could not keep the pace of always going, doing. And I did a lot of journaling. So I really did I wrote down a lot of thoughts, what happened there. And I was trying to do very regularly. That I did very much for especially the first months after Vals. And in this way, you can also see the kind of, how can you say, synchronicity that are happening. So thought, an intention, and then it just kind of coming to you like this. And I don't know, I was thinking, I should write to this one and to that one, and I should do this one. And then suddenly, I don't know, I'm at the canteen and I find the two people there. I said, I should contact you, please. Like from things like this. Or another funny thing that happened is that, so in Vals, we were purifying the crystals, whatever we wanted to purify with the Palo Santo. And when I came back home, I found that actually I had a piece of that at home. But I was thinking it was a cute present coming from my sister from a place. And so I said, nice. But I had no idea what to do with that. And then I found it at home. I said, wonderful. I can purify all the crystals that I bought in Vals and give them around to my friends and so on. And in this way, somehow, my way of integration, actually, it's mainly journaling. This is what really helps me, because I'm a very much a mind-driven person. And then if I keep everything in my mind, then it's just, it gets too much. But if I write down, also I can read them again and see, okay, what was happening, what were the thoughts, what were the learnings, and then somehow starting from that. And also one thing that I find it important is sharing what you had as experience, what you learned with other people, or sometimes also sharing even with you the challenging moment, or participating again, for example, staying connected with my spiritual side, but also with the community. So joining the women's circle, for example, that you are doing regularly, or sharing also with other people that have similar experiences.
I love that. Yeah, thank you for speaking into that, especially also what helps you, because there is no one size fits all, but it's always very helpful to just know how other people are doing it. And I guess that experience for you also helped you to understand that integrating in this way does actually make a big difference.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And being consistent would help.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Meaning that I was very active after the retreat, and then sometimes life gets again busy. So I also think it's good to remind ourselves to slow down, and also to reconnect with ourselves regularly, because otherwise we are getting again trapped in the doing this one, doing that one, doing the other things phase. And then, like, the lessons that we learned, they stay with us, but maybe we are not aware of that.
Yeah, that is very wise words. Thank you for that. So you're doing it again. You're coming along again for this year's journey, which is thoroughly planned for the summer solstice. What made you come back?
I just loved the experience last year, and it made me so good. Really, for me, it was a kind of a game changer. I just had such a shift in my energy, and also a kind of awareness. Okay, I need to follow my heart, and I also need to reconnect with my body. I reconnect with the nature. I need to reconnect with myself. And I think it's something that we should do from time to time. And this kind of experience feels right to me and feels good to me. And that's why I said, okay, let's see. Also, I like it that it's in summer, right? So as it was meant to be during the summer solstice. And yeah, I just want to see what's happening this year. Somehow this is a little bit my safe space, my sacred space, where I can have time for myself and I can have time to listen deeply to myself, that in a kind of protected environment and also in a guided environment. Because yeah, taking time for myself is not always so easy with all the different roles in life. And I think when I'm kind of away and forced, I mean, in a nicely way, forced to do it, then it works better.
Yeah. I agree 100%. And that's kind of like a nice segue also into this year's theme, because I try to like really feel into not only the land and the guardians of the land, but there is usually like a theme that comes with it. And this year it's going to be sacred feminine leadership and making impact. And I just want to share a little bit about the perspective that I am holding, and it's more of a reflection of what I'm seeing with many women, that similar to you, you might either have a corporate job, but you are like not necessarily that in a leading role, or you might be a mother or on a motherhood journey and you're feeling like, oh, I'm not on the forefront, which you actually are. And just like as women, sometimes we have this tendency to really degrade what we do and what we are, and shying away also from this primordial power that we hold, because we not only have the energy of the womb space, but we also have this physical portal. And it's a lot about the paradigms of how we have seen power plays or roles being used or misused. And I feel it's crucial at that time that we are now to really step into this sacredness, and how we as women can really, in this unity and in this nourishment of also like lifting up others and sharing, and just like that community aspect that you said, that is not completely selfless, but that is like really aligned and rooted in source and authenticity and truth with the environment and with the community, to really acknowledge and also allow ourselves to claim these spots, these power spots on the forefront, and to recognize that it is freaking us who are making the impact, even if we think we can't do it. And so I want to ask you, in what ways does this theme of impact or feminine leadership speak to you?
Oh, in many, many ways. I think, like, as you said, leadership. So leadership, not only as being leader as such in a recognized leadership position in corporate, I think it's more ourself to be sovereign of our feminine being and recognize how we can voice our needs, our boundaries, ourselves as such. So let's say for me, I've always been, and I am, like the typical good girl, like you always need to do the right things and the right thing, like at the right time. And following the expectations of the others. And where this is where a certain point, and this is also something that I think many women have, because it's just how we were raised. And in this way, you can lose the leadership of yourself, because you're not able to listen to what you want, need, expect from yourself. What are your desires, your wishes? And I think that we all kind of get a little bit lost on that. Not all, but many women. And to find it back, it's a journey, and it's also scary because it's not something that we know. And we know how to function in some ways. For example, for me, it's a journey that I started more or less end of my 20s, to try to refine myself and to say, okay, what do I want from my life? What do I want for myself, and not following the expectations of the others? And this is where our own leadership should come in. And again, why feminine for me? Because we are used to models of leadership that are very much masculine. So you need to be strong. You need to be like a power. You need to be like this and that. But actually we can be like leaders, and for ourselves and for the others, with our feminine strengths. So with kind of compassion, with grace, with love, and we are strong. We are also strong in this way. And we need role model, and we need mirrors for us, and we need some examples of things that are working. And this is where I think all this kind of connection with other women, rituals, and sharing of experiencing, they help us to open a world that is just undercovered, and we are not aware, because you don't find it so easily outside, because people are scared to share their vulnerabilities, while actually our vulnerabilities are our strongest power. Because once we are vulnerable, we are, I would say, in like unbeatable, because nothing scares you anymore. And this is, I think, a so difficult shift to do, and it's a little bit a lifelong journey. And when you do it with people that are supporting you and you support the others, then it's just much easier and also faster.
Wow. Do you actually like fully recognize the impact of that speech you've just given?
It just came out from my heart, and I was like, okay, listen.
Yes.
I think
so everybody, this is what happens when you truly connect. Thank you for that transmission. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I feel this is complete in itself. So, period.
Do you see what you can take out of the people? Like,
yeah, I love
that's
that.
amazing. Yeah.
And apart from that, so what are the elements that you most look forward to?
Oh, honestly, I don't have expectations. And even last time, I think I just look forward to enjoying it. And I mean, for sure, I'm looking forward to connect with the nature. So to be again in the nature, having some hikes, seeing this kind of wonderful sceneries, and the place is just stunning. I'm also curious of who is going to join this time, because the energies that are coming from the different participants is also, of course, a surprise, and also a good, how can I say, like, something to look forward, which kind of inspiration will I have? Which women are going to join? With whom I'm going to share the room? So, because also there is a meaning. I don't know, are not like just happening by chance. I don't know. It's just some kind of synchronicities that just happen. Yeah, and maybe discover some new crystals to bring home.
Yeah, totally. So just also for our audience, as I said already, it's a mountain that in itself is like quite potent, and this entire mountain range is very crystalline. So it's a great deposit of different kinds of quartz types, but also other semi-precious, if not like precious stones. And meanwhile, I have established over time a quite good relationship to a family that is mining up there. And so one of my favorite things to do is it's part of what I call sacred shopping. So we always go to their home, and there is a museum in the basement, which is just like it brings forth these amazing crystals and size and beauty, and then you can also buy from them. And the funny thing is, over the entire mountain, there is showcases spread. So you basically just hike along, and there is a show, a vitrine, and you can pick a crystal, and that has picked up the sunlight, that has picked up all the coatings year round since it's there. Let me see if I have. This is the smoky quartz one that I work a lot with, and it's just like super beautiful. So I can, I'm also looking forward to that. That's one of my favorite parts too.
But there is also another shop on top of the mountain. During the hiking, we were able to shop even there, like, because from time to time there are these small, how do you know, in Italian I would say bacheca, I'm not sure, where you can actually do self-service and then buy the crystals from there. So you always find them around. Plus thousands of sparkling stones that look like gold or silver and are just making so many games with the light all around. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend to a friend who is unsure of joining?
Oh, don't think it twice. It's just and also, I said, it's very difficult to put it into words. It's really, it's really a kind of an experience that opens your heart, opens your mind, reconnect to your body, creates such good vibes of love, compassion, and containment for the others. And you always have some surprise, and everyone contributes with their own unique gifts that maybe we are even not aware of. Last year, for example, we had a cacao ceremony, and it was not planned, but it was a lady, Vanessa, joined, and she's making a cacao circle, she said she wants to call it. And it was completely improvised, and it was so powerful. I think at the end, every one of us was in tears for one reason or the others. And for me, it was so powerful because every person, like the contribution of every woman that day, it felt like mine, like small pieces of a puzzle put all together, a different angle of my personality or my wishes, my desires, my fears. And it felt so deep. And these kind of things, there are moments like this that you said, okay, wow, it's just incredible. But also there is, light and fun part. So we went also shopping to a small shop there, having a cacao or like a cappuccino, going for a walk. So it's really like a combination of experiences that just bright you up, I think.
Yeah. Amazing. And I love what you said about the contribution, because this is a part that is very important to me. And even with this year's theme, I feel it's even more important because, as you said, like there is these gifts that are within us that we might not even be aware of, or we might not feel safe to express it. And so it was you with the tarots. It was another woman with, the cacao circle. And then there was a third woman, like bringing in the morning routines.
Mhm.
So everything is just like this tapestry that we are weaving. And I always see myself, yes, I'm kind of like the guide and I'm the facilitator. And at the same time, I'm not, because I am that sacred mirror that I am offering to you to actually really see the gifts and the power and the impact and the leader that you are already. So you just need to claim it.
Yeah. The mirror is very powerful, so we need that.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Yeah. Well, Rossella, is there any final words that you would want to share?
Well, yeah, I think I just would like to thank you for opening up this portal, as you would say, and this experience. Thank you actually to the women that participated there. It was just such good energy and vibes, and I'm really looking forward. I hope that will be other women joining us. I'm already in the list, so I'm already signed up. I'm very curious who we will find there. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming along and sharing your experience. I know that it's not easy on these public platforms, but as you just said for yourself, bringing this vulnerability to the table is also another superpower. And I am really, really sure that a lot of women out there can really connect to what you shared, and also, connect to your experiences and see themselves within what you shared about your journey and the different roles that you're having in life while still being on this journey of self-exploration and then spiritual expansion. So thank you so much for coming. And to all of you out there, we are so much looking forward to welcoming you in our circle and into this constellation of women. The Summer Solstice Retreat Legacy of Light is happening in June 18th to 22nd of June this year in Switzerland. All the links are in the show notes, or you can hop over to my website to find more information. And we look forward to, hiking and sitting in circle with you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and listening to this episode. I hope that you find a lot of pearls of wisdom for your own path and your own journey. And as always, stay curious and continue to escape the ordinary.